My name is Bryan Bentley. I've been working in visual effects and animation for about 13 years. I started in visual effects and animation. So I got my graduate degree. I got a master's in Masters of Fine Art in animation. And then I got an opportunity to go work at a company called Rhythm and Hues. So that was I was super stoked to do that because they made these big blockbuster movies. So they made Chronicles of Narnia. They also made the cute and fuzzy animal movies. So they did Garfield, Alvin and the Chipmunks. They did Golden Compass. I got to work on Golden Compass, which was amazing. That won Best Visual Effects that year in the Oscars, which was absolutely, I was over the moon. Yeah, so digital fashion and digital garments in the industry. I don't think it's quite hit the industry yet. Because even when we were working with this a couple of years ago, and we're seeing a shift now, there was what they call the old guard, right? These kind of tailoring masters that did not like technology. For the longest time, fashion industry seemed to be technology averse. They wanted to feel the fabric, they wanted to shake the hand of the person that's selling it to them, they wanted to be in the room with the person that they're building that garment for, or the client they're building that garment for. It was very, for lack of a better term, literally hands-on type of thing. And it takes time to break that culture in any profession. So I think it's starting to catch on now, especially with the way the world is, with COVID, with environmental concerns. Digital fashion is what's going to allow companies to still be able to produce fast fashion in a sustainable, responsible way, so that you're not putting the environment in danger by shipping stuff back and forth that you're never going to use, so that you're not putting your employees in danger by making them be in a factory or a one-on-one meeting with a client. So that's kind of the social or responsible thing. But the other thing is we live in a world where people want what they want it now, right now, and they want to customize it exactly to what they want. Look at Netflix, look at HBO Max, all these streaming services. That is a product of people not willing to wait for their consumables, right? I don't want to wait another week to watch the next episode of The Mandalorian. I want to watch them all now, and I want to watch them when I want to watch them. I want to watch them at my lunch break or at dinner or whatever, right? So why would fashion, something that is incredibly personal, be any different? Why would I now, when I'm used to getting everything that I want, right when I want it, customized exactly the way I want it, why would I settle for going to a store and picking a shirt that someone else has designed and hundreds of other people are wearing? That flies in the face of the entire way that our culture is moving. So I think you can't make 1,000 bespoke shirts, because somebody might go in and design a shirt and put it on and make it, and they're no, I don't really want it. So then if you built this thing traditionally, what's going to happen to that fabric? What's going to happen to that work? What's going to happen to the petroleum it took to deliver that fabric to you? So that brings us back to what we were talking about before. These two things is like a snake eating its own tail. One is going to feed the other. So I think that's where digital fashion. If you have talent, if you are competent, it doesn't really matter in what field you'll find employment. Because more than anything, at least in my very humble and limited opinion, so this is not gospel, that's one of the biggest shortages that we have now is just human competency. There's so many people out there who are faking their way through or want an easy way out, which kind of goes back to my previous idea, or my previous point of people want, they want gratification now. To become a master in something, you can't instantly become a master of anything, be it art, be it digital art, be it fashion, be it whatever. It takes time and pain to become really, really good at something. right? It's kind of like Nietzsche talks about like the painful walk up the mountain so that you can see the vista. And a lot of people don't want to do this. A lot of people don't want to do it. So what do? They're like, oh, I can do this, and they'll just kind of fake their way through it without a true deep understanding and competency of it. And they get into the workforce, and then they just kind of flop around and make some money, but waste a lot of money. True competency comes from really, really hard work. And this is why we respect like athletes and like concert pianists, because we know how much work that goes into that, right? So if you're a digital artist, you need to bring the same level of rigor to your work. And people outside of the industry are like, oh, it's in a computer, so you just slap the keyboards and throw some AI on top and then it's done. And it's not. It is very, very hard to be a digital artist. It's incredibly hard. Because you need all the skills that a traditional artist needs. You need to know about composition and negative space and color and light and the way cameras work and camera movement and animation. You have to know all this stuff, as well as how much RAM your computer has, what button to press, all this other kind of chunk that comes with it. So if you bring the same level of tenacity to your digital work as a star athlete or a concert pianist or whoever, then you'll find a job. Learn math. And when I say learn math, I don't mean learn how to shuffle around numbers. Learn what math means. Learn what math looks like. Like this type of stuff, especially in computer graphics, and this goes for digital fashion as well. Anything you're building inside of a computer, especially if you're building it in 3 dimensions, you need to learn math. The second one, I would say learn color is the second one. Like these seem really boring, but they're really important. Learn how color works. Learn how natural color works. Learn how studio lighting works. Because especially with digital fashion, cloth, that you guys know, is an incredibly complex system of either weaving or knitting, and light bounces around on that surface in a very, very specific way. And as human beings, we're used to looking at reflections. So everything we see is a reflection. So if you're trying to sell a digital garment and it doesn't look like what the viewer expects it to look like, you're gonna lose it immediately. Lastly, learn the hard stuff. Really learn the hard stuff. So like anything that you was like, oh no, that's too, like I see this all the time in students, they're like, oh no, I don't wanna learn that, I don't wanna try that, it's too hard. Why would you shy away from that? Learning the hard stuff is what makes, like great things great. So 2 ways to be successful in any job market. First way is to do something no one else wants to do. Second way is do something no one else can do. So it's double whammy. So if you can do both, if you can develop that core competency, not just in CG, but in anything, you are going to be one of the few people who can like really, really like be super successful in anything.